we got the horror movie villain in the making, Jew Jackal Jingleheimer, sitting above the rest. Everyone else fighting for their lives tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm excited because this is the first I'm getting to see Rivers on set, on stream, so I'm doped up for it. But of course, Pharaoh had an amazing match earlier. A little bit of a struggle, though, that being said, during his top 8 qualifier against none other than Rivers. Did immaculate against Sauce, blew Sauce out of the water, but now I'm excited to see what he's got going up against the next Diddy Kong on his docket.
Yeah, Pharaoh has been tripping up a little bit, has been dropping games here and there, dropped one against Apple Reviewer, another against Marvale, but did manage to get, not quite, I don't think that was an upset, I think Marvale, no, Marvale was seeded 4th, so technically a 1-seed placing upset over Marvale to get the win there. Rivers, on the other hand, has been holding pretty steady, did get into top 8 winner side, lost to Jackal pretty handily, fought against Ram. Ram was able to take a game, but Rivers secured everything, and now we're here in loser semifinals with these two fighting it out.
And you know what? Shoutouts to Ram, by the way. Seeded 22nd, got all the way up to 5th, making some devastating upsets, including, of course, Hayes inside of top 8. And then, of course, during the top 32, we saw them go ahead and get the upset against Mateo and come very close against WebJP before being sent to losers, where they had to fight it out against Noodles to make it into top 8. So,
yeah, crazy time. Absolutely crazy time. Crazy player. Fell a little short at the finish, but hey, 5th is something you're not going to scoff at, especially when you're seeded 22nd. That's a pat on the back for sure, especially in a bracket like this with this many major players in it. You take those wins and you take them handily. But let's get into the set we are looking at right now. We got Rivers and Pharaoh duking it out already, and it's already turning into a slugfest.
Yeah, already such a rapid-paced game, and overall, that's kind of what I expect to see, knowing how Pharaoh and Rivers both play. That being said, you know what? Rivers really trying to get in on the scrap there, as Pharaoh able to go ahead, reverse the situation, and keep the pressure going with that boot, and get a clean 100%, looking for the kill, but Rivers popping him out with a nice quick burst action back air.
Yeah, a lot of good item play coming out from Rivers, able to keep control of this banana, using the platforms as umbrellas to kind of shield yourself a little bit from the very aggressive air game that Yoshi can have. It's a really good back and forth right now. That forward air, it's gonna sour spot, but that's what you want at center stage. Now Rivers is going to be able to eke back on, but still kind of fighting for some control right now. That down B going to be a clean way to take the first stock for Pharaoh.
Yep, love to see a great start from him. And you know what? Might have made that minor upset before against Mateo, but he is now looking to make another against Rivers. Still, 146. I love that spot dodge out of shield to go ahead, get the punish off of that quick spot dodge and keep the momentum going. That being said, Rivers getting the regrab on the banana, trying to make sure that he always has it in hand. This time, getting the kill with the back air. Great burst option combo tool, and overall, just amazing tool within Diddy's kit.
22% of extra credit too, not a bad percent to have to make up. And hey, you can just go for a little dive bomb with the barrels and you'll make that up cleanly. Rivers doing good to take the momentum early on the second stock here. Pharaoh's having to fight for a lot of control, but obviously you get that banana and suddenly control becomes a lot harder, or a lot easier to come by, is what I should say.
Ooh, love that drift in there, being a little bit off on the placement though, and Rivers able to go ahead, catch the grab off of it, and now locking down the ledge. Can we get something rolling? No, Pharaoh having that quick active nair, amazing tool to go ahead and push through, especially when you consider the amazing air mobility inside of Yoshi's kit. That being said, getting caught up with the grab of the monkey flip. Got to be careful of that tool, as it will shut down even the best of shields in this game in terms of Yoshi's.
Yeah, Yoshi doing really good here, getting those eggs out, so you can see. Oh, barely getting out of the up smash with the double jump armor. Tries to do it again, but not going to be quite as lucky the second time around. Rivers actually going to turn around and take the second stock after losing the first one first. Now Pharaoh kind of has to make up a decent little bit of ground here, and Rivers not looking to give any chances to get it going.
Ooh, love that nair conversion though, too, by the way. Rivers making sure to make him get his own combo game moving. As you mentioned, done a very good job of shutting down Pharaoh's advantage state a lot of the times. And look at that, the down air to convert, get the extra little bit of damage, and by the way, that monkey flip to get on in, beautiful mobility tool, not only a aggressive tool. That being said, Pharaoh getting a little aggressive, gonna pay the price for it as the clap to forward smash, doing him in there.
Yeah, I want to point out, I love that Pharaoh goes for crouching with Yoshi a lot. It's a really good low profile tool. Yoshi does get really close to the ground, and down tilt's a pretty good poking option. But you see that down B come out a couple of times actually from Pharaoh this game. Did get a nice couple of hits here and there, did get a surprise kill to get the first stock with it, but kept going for it, and it became a little bit too predictable for Rivers. Was definitely able to pull it out a couple of times based off that.
Yeah, and now we are coming through here to Town and City. I'm interested to see what Pharaoh's got in terms of readjustment in his play. That being said, Rivers already lining up with a clean little 43. That banana being an amazing out-of-shield option and a amazing burst option when thrown, and therefore has been able to dish out a lot of percent rapidly. But now it is Pharaoh's turn.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot more even than we were kind of seeing, especially in the later stages of that game. Pharaoh looking a bit more aggressively for those forward airs as well. We talked about it the last time we saw him on stream. Loves using that as a tool. But right now, Rivers playing a really good defense. Diddy Kong, one of those characters, excellent for swapping between offense and defense. Talked about that a little bit before, but we didn't really get a good chance to see it. Now we're getting a good chance, and Rivers is showing some mean proficiency with the ability to swap on a whim based on whether or not Banana's on the field.
Ooh, and some good aggressive up tilts and side tilts from Pharaoh. Unable to go ahead and take that stock, though, as Rivers, you know, might have been looking for that up smash, but that little bit of change in the stage layout might be coming into play here for Pharaoh as that higher blast zone, letting him live to all the way to 155 now. Can he get through here? Oh, the air dodge, not able to get him on the plat.
That's so unfortunate to see. Tried to bypass the pressure by going to the platform, but didn't get quite enough height with that air dodge. I'm not sure if it was too late. I'm not sure if something happened with the double jump there, but one way or another, it went the wrong way, and Pharaoh, I mean, not too far behind, will be able to probably find this stock pretty easily, but Rivers is looking to make sure no opportunities present themselves, playing really good on the defense here, even though Pharaoh is owning the banana for the most part right now.
Yeah, that being said, I love that jab to the down smash. You know, Rivers trying to just expect the next hit and be ready for it. And Pharaoh doing a lot of pressure, but that being said, Rivers sliding on through and regaining some stage control. Pharaoh now trying to hold on to it, but Rivers has done a really good job both within this game number 2 as well as game 1 from earlier of utilizing that command grab of side B to go ahead and snuff out any of Pharaoh's safe options in neutral. But now Pharaoh able to finally get that next stock, but all the way up to 84. That is a big deficit to come back from.
Yeah, it's incredibly interesting to watch Pharaoh's play right now. Definitely a player known for being kind of aggressive and kind of flashy, but the way Rivers is playing right now is doing a really good job of slowing Pharaoh down, forcing him to play a more patient game. And it's something you can tell there's a level of discomfort for Pharaoh in here. Not quite finding the same options, not seeing the same sort of free flow, almost whimsy that you can sometimes see come out of Pharaoh, and disappointment in the player cam losing that stock, and now knows that tournament stock is on the line right now, has to lock in, has to get these plays, and has to find that old reliable forward air if you want a chance of coming back here.
Yeah, I will say I love these neutral Bs to go ahead and just wave bounce them. Make it so it's a little bit more unpredictable where Pharaoh is going to be positioning. That being said, Rivers going ahead, getting right up in Pharaoh's face and finding the conversion off the nair and getting that quick little kick. But that being said, Pharaoh might be able to secure it. No, Rivers able to go ahead, move around, and bypass any threat that was being laid out in the heavens.
Yeah, an unfortunate situation, had the banana, which is something you usually like to see, but wanted to punish the special fall from the up B, had to ditch it before he could go for the forward smash, and that was enough of a timing difference that nothing came out. Speaking of timing differences, you can just use no options in the tech. I think Rivers was looking down at the control after that one, so it might have been a controller issue, but regardless, it seems to be working now. Pharaoh has a mountain to climb to get back here, though.
But you know what? Yoshi is definitely one of those characters that can do it. Amazing damage output. Just got to find the right hit to start those juggles up. Rivers, though, unable to, rather being able to go ahead, shut him down inside of neutral. That back air, Pharaoh not being ready to DI that, and that is going to be a clean 2-0 for Rivers, as he will be moving on to losers finals to fight off against none other than Web JP.
And much like any Pharaoh, eventually all must rest in the tombs of Anubis. Pharaoh gonna go down swinging, played really well, had some good moments coming through, but Rivers, the defense, locked things down, and Pharaoh just wasn't able to get into the game to the same level that Rivers was playing at.
Yeah, I mean, look at this right here. Rivers having the full understanding going into this game. Number 2, catches that up tilt, didn't quite do it, but it don't matter. Banana in hand, lock him down at ledge, and see what they do here, as, you know, just the amount of pressure being able to force Pharaoh's hand to try to get to that plat, unable to quite get it though, sadly for him. And then in this last stock right here, playing it nice and patient, gets that down tilt to back air. And once again, we reset, look for the next back air. And if you keep going ahead, throwing out those hits, eventually you will be able to find that stock, especially when you have such immaculate speed, frame data, and kill power like Diddy Kong.